In Los Angeles, 17 up. Halftime score at Red River.
All right, Gus and Joel, thanks. Yeah, we welcome you to the State Farm Fox College Football Halftime Show. Urban Meyer, Matt Lyon, Brady Quinn, Reggie Bush, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. Coach Meyer's having a heart attack. This is not going to go on the How to Win a National Title Game tape you're making, by the way. But the halftime highlight sponsored by State Farm. Reggie, a lot of mistakes for Texas.
Oh, my goodness. A lot of mistakes to digest right now. Starting off with Keontae Ingram. Now this is 2 weeks in a row. You have to have two hands in traffic when you are running the football. And then the punter, he had a long day of shank here, which gives Oklahoma great field position. And then another punt where he just took a little bit too long to get the ball off, which results in a blocked punt, putting his team in bad positions. They have to be better this next half. Have to.
Yep. Yeah, also a false start there, but let's Oklahoma's coming to the party as well. Yep. They didn't want Texas to be all alone. So let's take a look at Oklahoma and some of the mishaps. And Coach, you talked about it. Spencer Rattler, obviously shorter quarterback, having a harder time seeing some of these guys who sometimes drop out into coverage in the drop back pass game. Here's just bad ball security, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you get away with that, but it seems like it was starting to be the last straw because at one point, they put in Austin Mordecai. We weren't sure if it was due to injury or a potential benching. No matter how you go about it, Lincoln Riley's got to be beside himself with how his team has responded after a two-game skid, because both these teams are only hurting themselves right now.
Yeah, I want to go back to that Spencer Rattler interception. We discussed this in the pregame. You have a 6'1" quarterback. Oklahoma plays well, and they have an effective run game. They get RPOs and screens. He's not a drop-back quarterback. It's just hard when you're 6'1". Let's take a look at the video where you can see in the drop-back game here, the offensive linemen get depth. What's that do to the D linemen? They get in pass rush mode. And you can see a 6'1" quarterback behind a big lineman. He didn't even see that guy.
Yeah.
And it's not his fault. I mean, it's just a sheer fact. 6'1" quarterback behind 6'5", 6'6" lineman. You can't see. You couldn't see the underneath coverage. He thought he was throwing to a wide open guy, and there's a guy in his face.
I think that's the hardest thing, too, as a quarterback. Those guys get mugged up in the line of scrimmage. When you're shotgun, you catch the football, then your eyes go up to the safety to see where they're rotating. Sometimes you lose vision on where that guy ended up dropping. You can't periph him. And then next thing you know, you've got all these linemen in your lap, and it makes it hard for you to find them in some of those throwing lanes.
I think the key to this, usually talk offense. In the pregame show, we talked about the struggles of defensively, but both defenses came to play opportunistic. But how about Oklahoma? They're defensively. The last two games, they've given up 75 points and over 800 yards of offense. They created a takeaway, something that Alex Grinch preaches every single week. It seemed like, Reggie, they were in position this game, this first half, to make plays. 2 sacks on Sam Ehlinger. With the exception to a couple plays downfield in the pass game and a couple runs with Sam Ehlinger, they played really good football. They were in constant bad field position from the turnovers from Spencer Rattler in that offense, and they've kept them in the football game in that first half.
Yeah, your point. I mean, they had 6 turnovers coming in the most, 3 consecutive possessions with turnovers. It's ugly. I mean, it is not pretty right now. But